You've just bought a DJI Mini 5 Pro and a very confident voice online has told you that serious pilots get the A2 CofC. Another one swears that paid work without a GVC is illegal. So now you're holding a 249 gram drone, wondering if you need to pay somebody hundreds of pounds before you're allowed to use it. Here's the truth, you probably don't. It's a bit like being told you must buy mountaineering boots rated for the Alps to walk a flat canal towpath on a Sunday afternoon on the way back from the pub. I'm Matt Williams, ex-military flying instructor, heavy lift drone pilot, and someone who's trained more than 66,000 drone pilots worldwide. And I want you to keep one thing in mind for the whole of the video. I sell the A2 CofC and I sell the GVC too, but in the next few minutes, I'm going to tell a good chunk of you to save your money and not buy either qualification at all. I own the boot shop, and I'm still telling you when a comfy pair of trainers or wellies will do, because I'd rather give you the right answer than a lucrative one. Now, if you're confused, that's not on you. The forums are full of certainty. No sources, no dates, no doubt. Most of it isn't malicious, it's just people passing on what they've been told. But confident and correct are not the same thing. So let's read the actual map, not the post-it in the boot shop window, because which qualification do I need is the wrong question. The right question is this: what does the law require for the drone in your hand and the flying you're actually going to do? First up, where does the Mini 5 Pro sit within the UK regulations? It weighs under 250 grams, so that puts it in the A1 subcategory of the open category. The rules say that aircraft that are being flown in the A1 subcategory may fly over uninvolved people, but never over open air assemblies of people. They also say that you can fly within residential, commercial, industrial and recreational areas. So in plain English, you can fly almost anywhere that the rules in the drone code allow, including over people if it's safe to do so, but you must stay away from and not overfly crowds. No special certificate or qualification required for any of that. But before you rush to the shops and go and grab one and go flying, there are 3 things that you need to do first. You need to get a flyer ID, which means passing the CAA's free online test. You need to get an operator ID. That's the CAA's official name for the registration, because this drone carries a camera. And you must have read and understood the drone code. Now, we're going to look at the myths we hear most commonly online and the questions that we get asked all the time about the Mini 5 Pro. Myth 1, serious pilots need the A2 CofC. But what does getting the A2 certificate actually allow you to do? It unlocks the A2 subcategory, which really exists so that heavier drones can fly closer to people than the basic rules allow. But here's the kicker. The Mini 5 Pro already lives in the A1 subcategory, the most permissive corner of the open category. So for a sub 250 gram drone, the A2 CofC essentially changes nothing legally. Same drone, same distances, same rules, with or without the certificate. A certificate doesn't make you a serious drone pilot. Flying well, flying safely and being professional do. Next up, myth number 2. And this is the bigger one. Commercial work needs a GVC, which is simply not true. In the open category, the rules do not change because money changes hands and you get a new qualification. Getting paid does not by itself push you into the specific category. Flying the Mini 5 Pro does not require an operational authorization. Paid work with a Mini 5 Pro flown within the A1 subcategory is perfectly legal without a GVC. But here's the thing. There is one legal requirement for paid flying that the confident voices often skip: insurance. Regulation EC 785/2004, as retained in UK law, requires drone flights that aren't purely recreational to carry compliant third-party insurance. In plain English, the moment that money is involved, you need commercial drone insurance that meets that regulation, whatever your drone weighs. Not a certificate or a qualification, insurance. So the legal checklist for paid work today with a Mini 5 Pro is registration for you and the drone operator, stick to the drone code, fly within your category and get compliant insurance. Still no mountain alpine boots in sight. So when do the qualifications earn their place? Here's my honest view, and I'm flagging it as judgment, not regulation. The A2 CofC is worth it in 3 situations. Number 1, you're planning to move to a drone over 250 grams soon that can be used in the A2 subcategory. Number 2, it provides a marketing advantage to you, to make you stand out from Dave with his drone from down the road. Or number 3, you want structured, correct, up-to-date knowledge instead of piecing it together from forums and maybe getting things wrong because Dave told you so on Facebook. The GVC earns its place a little differently. If you're chasing clients who ask for RAMs, that's risk assessments and method statements, or proof of competency, the GVC and the PDRA 01 operational authorization are really what they're asking for, a documented, regulator-recognised safety case. Larger organisations often want to see it before you get on site. That's client expectation though, not law, but it is very real, particularly with some larger contractors and institutions. And if your business ambitions genuinely need specific category permissions, the GVC is a recognised route to explore. What do you do if none of this applies to you? Make sure you get insured if you're earning and save your qualification money for when the terrain actually demands it. Spend it on marketing or get some business coaching from someone who can actually help you get to the next stage as quickly as possible. This straight from the person who sells the A2 and GVC courses, telling you not to bother unless you need them for something other than the Mini 5 Pro. Once, plainly. Let me make that real. A while back, a pilot in our community asked me this exact question. Wedding photographer, adding aerial shots to paid packages, quoted a full GVC course by another training company. He called me to double check, and I told him not to buy it. Not from them, and not from me. Just register, understand the drone code, get insured, fly within the A1 subcategory, done. He's out there earning now. On the other hand, I had a different pilot get in touch who was focused on delivering progress reports and photos for construction firms, and every tender was asking for RAMs and proof of competency. I told her to consider the GVC, not because she needed it to be able to fly her Mini legally, but because her clients needed the safety case. Same question, same size of drone, Mini 4 versus Mini 5, but a totally different answer. Because the answer follows the solution that you're trying to provide to your ideal clients, and not always the quickest, cheapest, easiest initial option. Which brings me to a 10-second test you can take right now if you're trying to decide what, if anything, you need to do. 10 seconds, one question. Does anything about where your flying is going, a heavier drone, clients who demand paperwork, specific category ambitions, need more than the drone in your hand? If yes, qualify for it deliberately. If no, register, insure if you're earning, and go fly. Buy the boots for the mountain that you're actually climbing. Just decide what you need and get going. Stop making excuses. Now, if that test just showed you that your client list does need you to take the commercial route, your next question is, which qualification do you need, the GVC or the RPC Level 1? The differences are not what certain people on the internet are telling you, and I've made a full video on exactly that, which you need to watch next. You can find it right here. If you've got any questions you'd like to have answered about drones, drone regulations, or the drone industry, drop them in the comments below. The questions with the most likes will get bumped up the production list. Find your terrain, then choose the right shoes. Till the next time, I've been Matt Williams. Fly safe and blue skies.